Welcome back to Salty Steel Garage. Finally going to install my C-notch kit. I've got all my body work done and I'm ready to put the bed back on. So I've got the whole kit sitting here. It looks super easy. It's made by Switch Suspension. It's an axle flip kit, C-notch kit, and I got some airbags for basically overload. I'm going to remove some springs from the spring pack. So the truck rides a little smoother. But right back here, all the parts from Switch Suspension. So I'm going to start tearing apart this truck. I got to get it up on some jack stands, lay out the C-notch on the frame back there, and start cutting the frame, pull the leaf springs off. I'm going to leave the axle completely attached underneath the truck. It's not going to affect anything. It'll just be sitting on the ground, and I'll move the truck frame up and down to accommodate the drop. So I'm not going to try to remove the nuts on the U-bolts that have been on here since 1984. I'm just going to cut the U-bolts with the grinder and get them out of there. All right, so far I've removed the shocks from the upper shock mounts and cut the U-bolts both sides and removed the factory bump stop above the axle. Now I got to lay out the C-notch, start cutting that, and remove these leaf springs. So I'll pull the leaf springs and then I'll cut the C-notch and break these leaf springs apart and hopefully get this back together pretty soon. Well, there's one leaf spring. Let's get this other one. I have a feeling these are going to be heavy. I don't think they're supposed to be in two pieces. A little tricky because I don't want to get the frame too high because it's going to go lower. There we go. Oh yeah, those suckers are heavy. Yeah, there's one. Get that out of the way here. See if we can get this other one out of there. This one's neat. It's in two pieces. See that? That's why I bought these new ones. That leaf is broken. Okay, well, there's both leaf springs out of there. Drop that on your toe. Leave a mark. Now all I gotta do is get the sway bar out of there so I can get all that other stuff out. So gotta loosen the little sway bar bolts. Just drop that sway bar right out of there. And then I can jack the frame up and get some lower jack stands and get this lowered a little bit so I can get the new springs underneath the axles. Comprehendo? Well, gloves don't work too good on this. Okay, the whole rear end's disconnected. I've got the factory OEM shocks removed. I'm pretty sure these have been on there since this truck rolled out of the factory. Those are wicked old and they don't work. So I have to get some new drop shocks. Anyways, I've got bump stops removed, leaf springs removed, shocks, The only thing looming is this brake proportioning valve. I don't even know what I'm going to do with that. So for now, I'm going to cut the rivets off the frame right here and let it float, and take the bolt out of the brake line to the frame, and then I'll figure out what I need to do with it later. I'm pretty sure I can eliminate it. Just put the brake lines into a T right there instead of, or I guess I could just remove that and then plumb the brake, the rear brake, into that rubber hose. But I got to find out if I can eliminate that. I think it's some old school trailer brake thing that it makes the brakes work better when there's load on the truck. That's all I can figure out that it is. It's kind of got like this, that thing, that lever, and it looks like it changes the proportioning valve as you put weight in the truck. So that's pretty neat. I'm sure they worked pretty good. Hell, it might even still work. So I don't know. I'll dig into what to do with that. I may just eliminate it, but I think I need to lower it,
Bolt everything up.
bolt it all up, and then do the C-notch. That's what I need to do. Okay, you talk me into it. Gonna have to get it real low. How low can you go? That's not going to be that low.
It's low.
That'd be cool though, right?
That's why it'd be cool on bags.
It might actually be that low. Because it's pretty level right now.
Yes. You're going to be dragging the hitch everywhere.
Well, I'm going to redo the hitch
Up high.
and go out through the bumper.
That's why I was asking you if you're going to do a roll cam. Because some guys will do like a hidden hitch behind their license plate in a roll cam.
I might do something like that, but I'm going to use a bumper. Okay. That's going to go in just like that. This thing's going to be low. Low, low, low. I'll just bolt everything up loose right now. And then we'll tighten everything later.
Why's that shackle so wide?
Because I bought it on Amazon.
Ah.
I think I gotta put the head over here and the nut over here. Back to the drawing board.
Yeah, probably end up with some interference issues if the nut's on that side.
Yeah. Okay. What's making that noise? Sounds like a little squirrel.
Oh yeah. For anyone who might be curious why I haven't been in videos lately, it's because I have a baby now. Her name's Piper. She's amazing.
She's adorable. Preston's been absent for a while.
And I'm babysitting today.
No, you're being a dad today.
Oh yeah, I'm being a dad today. Your shackles flip the other way on the other side.
Thank you.
I saved you from so much disappointment.
Yes. I could use bolts all day long, huh? Oh.
Is that loud?
That sucker does not want to go in there. Okay. Okie dokie. Now I think I can get these lined up and lower it a little bit more, huh? So we can get the U-bolts on. Shit.
That spooked her.
I'm gonna make sure that's lined up. A little tappy tap. Tap, tap, taparoo. She doesn't like Grandpa making noise, huh?
No.
The pin just won't go in the hole. You too good for your home. Pretty sweet setup, but I sure would like some instructions.
Apparently I didn't record how to lay these out on the frame. What you do is you take the opposite side bracket that's meant for the other side of the frame and place it on the frame, and there's a slot about 8 inches behind where I'm cutting right now that lines up with the slot in the new bracket. And you use that, clamp it on there, trace it on the inside. And then the mistake I made is I just cut to that line. You actually need to go about a 1/2 inch bigger than the opening of the bracket so that the inside of the bracket clears with all the welding and all that stuff.
Ah, that's scary.
So this is an indication of why you should cut the opening larger than what was laid out from the bracket. I had to go back and recut this to that outer line so that the bracket would fit up in the frame.
I hit these with the centering punch first, so the whole center of the hole, but you just drill them with a pilot. And then I'll run a step bit through there and hobo freight. You can do the bottom ones. This step bit's perfect because it goes right to 1/2 inch and you just run it clear through. Ooh, that's hot.
As you can see, we already got this other side installed. Got place like I guess not factory, but the kit comes with a location for an airbag. So if you are someone who tows trailers and you have something this low and you don't want to bottom out pulling the trailer, you can just put some air in an airbag. Pretty sweet kit. No instructions though, so.
Did you
Maybe.
put a washer on both sides?
I did. The long ones that were for the airbag mount though,
Yeah.
they had a washer for one side and a lock for the other, even though it's a nye lock. So I just did double washers, so we might have to round up some washers. Yeah, like you were saying, this kit, it kind of comes with, like, I guess a cross member. It's probably like 180 wall DOM or something, which is bungs in the end for threads, but probably just helps with the material you take out, stiffens up the frame from flexing, twisting side to side, I guess, probably. It seems like a pretty good kit overall. Just needs some bugs worked out. Like they could stand to send 1/4 inch longer bolts all the way around.
Yeah, some instructions would be
Some
nice.
instructions would be nice.
So I opted for the airbag helper spring setup, just for heavy loads. So that's what these brackets on the back are. The airbag holder in the rear, and then there's your C-notch there, and then this yoke down here holds the axle with the correct pinion angle. That yoke, it cradles the axle, and the rear side's a little taller than the front side, and it corrects the pinion angle from the lowering. So pinion angle's pretty much perfect as far as I can tell. There's your pinion, so it looks like it's a little tilted down, which is good. You got a little bit of tilt in it. And then, of course, it's over the spring setup, so you're lowering the thickness of the spring pack plus the thickness of the axle. So overall, it's about an 8-inch drop. Earlier before I started notching the frame, I still had the tires on, and I set it down, and it's pretty low. So it actually levels it out quite a bit. Anyways, that's where I'm at. I'm gonna get working on the driver's side and throw the airbags in this, clean up. I got a whole bunch of cleanup to do, obviously. I got spring parts everywhere, and a whole lot of stuff all over the place. So anyways, that's the extent of that kit. There's the piece I cut out of the frame. So you've got the bottom where the old bump stop used to be. That's why it's all rusty. The bump stop was underneath there. And then there's the side. Here's what the inside of it looks like. So it's channeled clear around the inside of the frame, and it's gusseted here on the inside of the frame. So it's looks like a pretty strong setup. No welding required. I'm debating on putting some stitch welds around the outside. I'm not sure, but the switch suspension touts that there's no welding required, so it's a bolt-in setup. So I may or may not put some stitch welds around it. Not sure, but it seems like it's pretty easy setup. So pretty excited about this. Should we put the airbag bracket on?
Yes. Does this thing have an open diff in it? Does it have a posi? Open.
Oh man, we won't be able to go rock crawling in this.
No big burnouts either.
Not gonna be burning out with my dually. You crazy? Burn out some of the dually. Thank you. Here's the C-30 all C-notched and lowered. Sucker's pretty low. Super happy with it. Still need to plumb the airbags so I can pump them up a little bit and get some shocks ordered. Get those put in. Obviously I need to finish the exhaust here. The exhaust is just kind of dangling there on some tie wire. Super happy with it. So next thing is get the exhaust done, shocks installed, and put the bed back on this thing. I'm hoping to get the glass back in it and driving and back on the road in the next couple weeks. Super happy with it. Got to find some semi wheels now though. Very sweet C-notch kit made by Switch Suspension. Here's the carnage left behind. I'll clean up this mess now.